Hello, friend, and welcome to Daily Treasure, a devotional podcast by Sharon Betters, produced by Mark Inc. Ministries. This week, our guest writer is Awara Fernandez. Today's devotional is called God's Beauty and Godly Beauty, a Beautiful Partnership. The Beautiful Partnership, proclaiming the beautiful gospel. And today's treasure, now before the feast of Passover, when Jesus knew that his hour had come to depart out of this world to the Father, having loved his own who were in the world, he loved them to the end. During supper, Jesus, knowing that the Father had given all things into his hands, and that he had come from God and was going back to God, rose from the supper. He laid aside his outer garments, and taking a towel, tied it around his waist. Then he poured water into a basin, and began to wash the disciples' feet, and to wipe them with the towel that was wrapped around him. John 13, 1-5. We know from Jesus' later conversation with Peter that he knew how Peter was going to die. Truly, truly, I say to you, when you were young, you used to dress yourself and walk wherever you wanted. But when you are old, you will stretch out your hands, and another will dress you and carry you where you do not want to go. This he said to show by what kind of death he, Peter, was to glorify God. In fact, 10 of the 12 present at the Passover meal would die violent deaths as martyrs. Peter was martyred during Nero's reign in Rome, crucified upside down. Andrew, Peter's brother, was martyred in Greece, tied rather than nailed to the cross so that he would suffer longer. James, the son of Zebedee, was beheaded by King Herod Agrippa and was the first of the 12 to be martyred. These men, wooed and won by the beauty of the gospel, accepted the call to go and make disciples of all nations. Matthew 28:19. Imagine the scene that Passover night, Jesus tenderly holding his disciples' feet as he washed them, knowing how each of his beloved friends would die for him. As he made his way around the room, cleaning each dirty, smelly foot encrusted with road grunge, was he thinking of their deaths as well as his own? How beautiful are the feet of those who preach the good news. Romans 10:15. This preaching of the gospel by the disciples would cost them their lives. How beautiful their feet must have been to Jesus. My husband bought me a small foot bath, and oh, the warm water and bubbles soothed my tired feet. From time to time, I set up the bath, adding essential oils, not for me, but for him. In his work as a facilities manager, he walks several miles every day, and I am grateful for his faithfulness on the job and at home. If you can afford to purchase one of these small baths, I highly recommend it. And surprise your loved one by washing their beautiful feet, giving thanks for them as you do so, and asking that they would have opportunities to share the beautiful gospel. Father, we pray with Francis R. Havergal that you would take our hands and let them move at the impulse of your love. Take our feet and let them be swift and beautiful for thee.
Amen. Friends, thanks so much for joining us for the Daily Treasure podcast. And don't forget, you can download our free Help and Hope app, and make sure that when you do, you allow for notifications so you won't miss one of our free resources. Each one is designed to help us walk by faith. Again, thanks so much for joining us, and I look forward to being with you tomorrow.